The 2009 Nobel Peace Prize winner, President Barack Obama, and his staff are getting, well, an unusual reputation. According to Politico.com, they're becoming known for their frequent use of expletives. Now, several administration officials, including the president, the vice president, have been caught on tape swearing about topics ranging from rapper Kanye West to the economy. So is the administration's overly candid vocabulary contributing to a disrespectful workplace? Well, somebody who knows a great deal about this topic is the author of a brand new book, The Power of Respect. It's a book that talks about the importance of respect in every aspect of our lives, not just work. She is the host of Inside Edition. Deborah Norville is back. How are you? Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you, Sean.
It's very nice, polite to see you. Well, I read your book. I read it early. I read it a long time ago. I was proud to blurb this book. A lot has happened in the interim.
I feel like Kanye West, Serena Williams, Jim Wilson, and so on have been my publicists. When I started working on this a couple of years ago, people kind of rolled their eyes. Well, what do you care about respect? I said, our society is becoming untenably coarse. Incivility is becoming the norm, not the exception. And I believe that as journalists, we have the ability not to change things, but to point out problems and solutions, and that's what I wanted to try to do.
You know, as I was reading this, and I was thinking about questions I was going to ask you tonight, I'm thinking, in the old days, they used to have duels. They would shoot at each other.
Well, we do now, Sean, but we do it with our blogs. We do it with our chat shows. We do it with our posters and our banners. We still have duels. We just use words instead of weapons.
Yeah, all right, but the reality is, for example, I'm on the radio 3 hours a day. I'm on Hannity on the Fox News channel. People, I know this is hard to believe, some people don't like me. And you know what? I'm okay with that.
Right.
That's fair. I'm giving my opinions 4 hours a day.
Exactly.
Now, are you saying that they should be more respectful in their attacks against me?
No, I think what I'm saying is, look, you've put yourself out there and you expect people to challenge your opinions. That's part of, I think, what makes it fun for you. But I think what 71% of Americans are concerned about is not what happens on Sean Hannity's show on television or the radio, but what they hear in day-to-day intercourse, when they hear the president using foul language, when they are standing in line at the coffee shop and they hear people swearing. 56% of Americans say they're seriously bothered by this, but it's much more than that. This culture of incivility is costing Americans money.
What did you think of Joe Wilson? What did you think of Alan Grayson? Alan Grayson is the guy that said, and we all know we have differences on health care. Republicans want you to get sick and die. Yeah. It's just a lie. I mean,
when people cross over the line, and certainly these are examples of when that's happened, we're all made worse for it because discourse can be civilized. When the level of discourse goes beyond that, we're all diminished because we don't make any progress toward reaching solutions.
Do you never curse?
Oh, I do. I do, and I feel bad.
You do. You feel guilty.
And anybody who says they don't is probably also a liar.
Yeah, no, that's probably true. But you don't. I can't see you having. We all
major
have
meltdowns. Look, we all have tempers.
But you don't have a bad temper.
I don't have a bad temper, and I don't think I'm one of those 71% of the people who stand on the sidelines and scream, "Get that kid out of there!" Yeah. But that's what people do worry about. But it's bigger than that. It's when 1 out of 3 kids in school say they're afraid to go to school because they're bullied. When half of the public schools in this country have an armed guard, there's something wrong. The good news is we can put respect back in the schools. We can make it a safe place for kids to learn and teachers to teach, and we don't have to extend the school year like President Obama is discussing.
We had this issue with President Obama addressing the schools, but then we point out, hey, Joe Biden, the president, they're using language that's inappropriate.
Well, hopefully they didn't use it at the schools.
No. Well, that's a good point. Are they hypocritical or are they just human?
I think they're human.
Yeah.
I think they're human. And I think that's one thing that all of us, no matter what our persuasion is, we have to recognize we're all human. And when 79% of us say, hey, we're worried about this, we think America's become rude, that's a worrisome statistic, but I take heart in it. It means almost 8 out of 10 of us think it's not a good thing and maybe we could make it better.
Here's what I worry. I think we're robbing our kids of their childhood. Let me give you a quick example. You covered the Roman Polanski story.
Right.
Roman Polanski, are you as shocked as I am that so many people don't seem to be outraged that a 44-year-old man that drugs and puts alcohol in a 13-year-old and sodomizes her and escapes from justice And they say, no, you know, this is a witch hunt.
And people were signing petitions to let him out.
In Hollywood.
It's stunning. But I think when people stand up and say, wait a second, that's not right, I think we're all elevated by that. I think those who said, hey, I'm in favor of getting Polanski, a lot of them have gone very quiet and they're not saying anything anymore. I think they realized in the heat of the moment that they got caught up into something.
All right, so you wrote this book, your last book about appreciating life, etc. And I'm thinking, what happened in your life that you have become very philosophical?
I have.
These tools work for you. And you went through a very difficult public time many years ago.
Yeah.
What changed you? What brought this into your life?
What brought this into my life was the personal recognition that the power of your mind can totally change the lens through which you look. And what I've realized in studying, and this is a very research-oriented book, is that there is a certain power that comes from other focused emotions. Gratitude ain't about me. Gratitude's about what somebody else has done or what something exists that I can feel appreciation for. Respect is the same thing. When you show respect to someone else, when you respect a situation, when you respect the office of an elected official, what you're doing is you're saying this is worthy and this is beneficial and it should be elevated.
Do you think we crossed the line on television, you know, hard-hitting debate shows or talk radio? Do you think we crossed the line?
I do. And I hate to say it because I know that's what you do during the day.
I don't mind at all.
I think
fire away, everyone else does.
No, I'm not going to fire away. But I worry, Sean, that what it's done is it's allowed other people outside the confines of a media event, which is what a radio show is, to do the same in real life. I think the internet has allowed people to be coarse and crude and vicious with anonymity. And I think the more you can be associated with your remarks, and I think the anonymity of the radio, the anonymity of the internet makes it possible to be disrespectful in a way that doesn't benefit anybody.
So I can't hang up on anybody anymore?
No, you can. You can say, I'm so sorry to hang up on you. Goodbye.
I don't know.
No, what I would do is my trick when I did radio, I say, oh, I'm so sorry, I can't hear me. I'm going to try to fix it and go, oh, I messed up.
Deborah, you are unique in the business in that you have a humility and just a good heart. I mean, that's really nice. The book is terrific, and thanks as always for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
And that is all the time we have left this evening. As always, thank you for being with us. Let not your heart be troubled.